morning, Loomers. Today I'm going to try to go back a little ways. And I'm going to show you a 3-pin bar design that I created 80 weeks ago. So very long time ago. I've not made it since, but I do like the way it come out with these beads. Now I have no idea what this will look like if you choose not to put beads. I've always done beads with this one, so I'm going to try to use some of the newer bands, but I want to keep it kind of simple because you need good quality stretchy bands for the black part. Where I have the opaque black, I'm just going to use like they call it opaque purple, but it's more like a jelly texture. But you need good quality stretchy bands for that. So I'm going to not do it in the reds. I'm doing it in black, purple, silver, and gold. So, yeah. So I'm going to show you this design right here. I recommend using 6/0 seed beads like these right here that I put all around here. So, like I said, I have no idea what it looks like without beads, so I would just give it a shot with the beads. It's it's a lot of beads to do, but it's fun. But this is a 3-pin bar setup, so it's set up just like if you got it out of the box. And we're going to do 2, it won't be 2 full loom links, but it just depends on your wrist size. So I'm going to just I think on this one I went ahead and only did 1 loom length. So I'll probably do close to maybe 1.5 loom lengths, maybe a little bit more. So it just depends on the size of your wrist. Okay, so go ahead and pick your colors and go ahead and bead your colors. And we'll get started. Okay, for this one, I am choosing not to bead the border like I normally do because there's so many beads on all the other bands, okay? But for my border, I'm going to use the Medieval Black. That's about one of my favorite. The black and the white are my favorite within the medieval bands. So basically, we're just going to go out to the left, go out to the right, and then just follow it up however long you want your bracelet to be. So I'll show you where I stop off, but I'm thinking that if you go the entire 2 loom lengths, it might be just a smidge big, although I don't know because I don't have this bracelet handy at the moment to be able to check how thick it is and if I think it will shrink. But I'm just going to go ahead and do, go up the loom on both sides, however long you would like it. I'd rather make it a little too long than a little too short, but anyhow, go ahead and finish your border. So just so you know, I went up 22 pegs. So I followed it all the way to right here, about 1, 2, 3, 4, the 5th pin bar from the top, and then came in on each side. So I think that's 22, and then I came into the center. So that's what I did there. Okay, so now this is the part where I had the black in the picture. So this black right here, and this is where you're going to need good quality stretchy bands. Now I've already put beads on it, okay? So it's hard to tell in here that there's beads. Let me show you another picture. So these beads are on the red bands, but there's a bead here, 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 and here, and that's attached to the black. And that, so you can see that these beads are a different color than this bead. So choose whatever beads you want to do. I'm going to switch it up, and I've got these neat little, let me just show you the beads that I have that are really cool looking. I love these beads. They have all different colors, but they're 6/0 seed beads. And I'm choosing 3 different colors, which they're not really different. They're a purple, a dark purple, a light purple, whatever. I don't know. But the bands I'm choosing to use in place of those red jelly bands that I had on there is the opaque purple, which are almost, I don't understand why they call it an opaque purple because they're more of a jelly. But we're going to try these out just because I love this color. Okay, and I went ahead and beaded them up with 6OC beads. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to start here in the corner, and we're just going to bring this one, do a long stretch to the second pin bar, third peg up, okay, here to there. And then we are going to go ahead and go from this side to the center, okay? And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go from here and do the long stretch out that way, and then one more going out to the right. Okay, so you're going to have this big X going on. And we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to continue on with my purple with the bead and put it, do the long stretch, and then do the same thing on this side. Okay, and then we're going to connect it from the center out towards the left, from the center out towards the right. So you're just going to make X's just like this all the way till you get to the end. So go ahead and finish that for me. Continue on, and this time I'm going to continue on in my purple, and I am not going to bead this part, but this is how we're going to lay the bands. I didn't take good pictures back 80 weeks ago, so I'm going to try my best to understand what I did here. Okay, so we're going to place our bands going from, go to the next picture, maybe I can get a better view. We're going to go from this left and go in like that and go downward. Okay, so first pin bar to the second pin bar, second peg up, and then back down. Okay, and then this is where we're going to be doing a starburst, so we want to leave that free. And then what we want to do is, so in between this like diamond shaped, so we're going to go up to the first pin, 1, 2, 3, fourth peg up on the left, and what we're going to do is we're going to go up, and then we're going to go down. Okay, so we're going to make a diamond, and then we're going to go from the middle and up. Okay, so with this one, since it started right here, all we're going to do is go up and down because we don't need to do anything here. But then we're going to go up 4 pegs, and we're going to go from the 4th peg to the center upward, and on both sides, and then we're going to complete this diamond shape. So, you know, the second pin bar, 1, 2, 3, fourth one up, and we're going to connect it and make like a little diamond shape right there. So that's what we're going to do. And so then here's the in-between one again. So what we're going to do is we're going to go, I guess it's where you're going to go right here, and you're going to go upward and then finish off the diamond. I got to make sure I keep my bands in the proper order too. Okay, so we're going to be doing this in between each one. So here's another one where we're going to need to do it. So it's where this big large X is. Okay, we're going to do it right here. We're going to where this large X meets up, that's where we're going to start it. And we're going to go upward diagonally, and then we're going to go diagonally upward from the center like that. So then the next one would go right here, because that's the top of this X, okay? So you're going to go upward, diagonal, and then from the center, diagonal upward, like so. So this is what you're trying to go for, this look right here. So go ahead and finish the rest of the way up the loom, please. So now what we've got going on, this is how your loom should look, going all the way to the top. And when you get to the top, you're going to place that last band going to the left and the right, okay? Now I'm going to choose to move on, and I'm going to use a 6/0 seed bead, and I'm going to string it on all the next bands that I'm going to place. Every one will have a bead on it, a 6/0 seed bead, and I'm using the satin onyx because Rainbow Loom got rid of the jet black, which is completely devastating, but that's what they did. And so now I'm opting that I have to use we're being kind of forced to use the satin ones. They're not as shiny, they're more like a duller grayish carbon color. But anyhow, so you need to bead up a bunch of these bands, and this is how we're going to do it. So in the center is where we're going to start. That's where our starburst is going to go, and we're going to go from the 2 o'clock position. So we're going to go from here and do a long stretch to right there, which is going to be on top of this band here, okay, that we've already, the purple bands. So you'll do your long stretch, and you'll just follow it around just like so. It's harder to put on when you've got beads on. And then this one will go straight up. And I believe these bands here will catch that so that it doesn't fall apart, but that's where we need to get what do you call it? Actually, you know what? Wrongo. Okay, look. Let me do this. You're going to go the 2 o'clock position from the center of that large X. You're going to do the long stretch, the diagonal, and you're going to do the long stretch going to here. That's where I messed up. You're going to do the long stretch going to here, and then you're going to go straight forward. Okay, and then you're going to do the long stretch going to the center, and then diagonal. Sorry if my hands are in the way. And then diagonally to the center. And I'll need one more to go forward. Okay, so that is what we're trying to go for. Actually, why did I screw that up again? I got to do the long stretch going to here. And then the short stretch going forward. I'm telling you, I did not take good pictures back in the day. Back in the day of early designing. Take lots of them now, but that's what we're going for as far as that look goes. And the center, so you'll do the long stretch, diagonal, diagonal, long stretch, straight up and down, long stretch, diagonal, diagonal, long stretch, and straight up and down, okay? And you're going to do that in between each one of this, where these X, the large X is in the center, in between these diamonds, okay? So the next one I'll show you. We're going to go span it over these this long stretch with the bead that's already there in purple. So we'll do the long stretch, diagonal, from the center, diagonal. Oh my gosh, I'm struggling. Okay, then we'll do the long stretch, Go straight up and down. And then we will do the long stretch, diagonal, diagonal, and then we shall do the long stretch. And then we're going to do one in the center, which, you know what? I ran out of beaded bands, so I'm going to go through and bead some more bands, but you're going to place and just pretend that this has a bead on it, okay? And you'll end it right there. So you're going for this look right here. Pretend that has a bead on it, and you're just going to go for that look. And you're going to do this in between each one of these large X's, okay, going all the way to the top. So I'm going to go off camera, let you finish that part, and then I'll meet you back for probably the looping. Okay, so this is what your loom should look like, all the way down to the very end, okay? And now we are ready to turn the loom around and get ready to loop it up. Okay, and so I'm going to, let's see here, nope, I'm going to, let's see what I've got to do. We are going to need a cap band. I do believe in the center here of each one of these Starburst things. I can't even speak today. Oh my goodness. Okay, so what we're going to need to do is, let's see here. I'm going to go in and we're going to bring them all back to themselves. Okay, so we're going to go in through the center, bring it downward, go in and get the other one, which is going to be this long stretch. Okay, go back in and just follow it around. Whichever one's on top is the one you're grabbing next. I think I have these in the wrong order. Yeah, that's what it is. The problem is the long stretch, straight up, long stretch, diagonal, diagonal, and long stretch. So that's what you're looking at. And actually, you could have probably, I think on my instructions I had a double cap band, but I did a triple one on this one. I don't know. Go figure, right? So I do believe you're going to do that through every one. So I didn't put, you can go through and put all your cap bands on first if you'd like, in the center of your starbursts, okay? It might be less tight if you do a triple or a double cap band, but I always do triple for whatever reason. I just do. I guess because most things I try to do a double on it, we can, the center part is always too open, and I like it to be a little tighter in my starburst. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, so I put all the cap bands on. So now we're going to do this exact same thing on each one. So just go in through the center and then follow it all around. Whatever band is on top gets put back to itself. And I'll show you this last one, and then I'm going to go off camera and finish this one up so that I can leave you to it, because it's not hard. and it's a little monotonous with me being on here showing you it all. Oh, and I forgot this one. I forgot that one. You gotta make sure you get all your big diagonals. I forgot this one. So I'm gonna have to go back and take this out because I forgot my diagonal. So that's my fault, but you won't have that same issue if you remember to get your diagonal. So I'm not even going to let you have to sit through me putting all these things back. Just make sure that you get every one and put them back to themselves. Okay, so I'm going to go off camera, finish this up, get this back in order, and then you can, well, I showed you my tissues on my desk. Wow, that's a little personal, isn't it? Okay, so I'm going to go through and fix this, but you're just going through, again, for the 100th time, making sure you get all these long stretches. Every single band has to get back to itself. And then you're going to go up to the next one and do the same thing, and the next one, and the next one, and the next one. So since I screwed this one up, I'm just having my hand over it. Go and finish this all the way up the loom for me. So I want to show you what my loom looks like. Just like so. Okay. Made sure all these are brought back to one another. Now what we've got to do is, you know these little diamonds that we did? There's a half diamond here because it's at the beginning, but all these diamonds that are in between, we need to loop those back to one another. So we're going to go in through here and bring it back to the border, okay, on both sides, like so. Then we're going to come up to this diamond. We laid these first before we laid these, so we're going to go up through here and grab this one and bring it down. Grab the next band, bring it down. Now we have these two that we're going up there, and these are at the tip of the starburst. Okay, so then we're just going to go in through here. I'm going to make sure my bands are pushed down. I didn't do that because I've got a ton of them on here, especially because I used some LE. Okay, so that's what we're going for. These two will go back to each other. The top one's going to go down first, and then the bottom one's going to go up, and they're both going to meet at the border. Okay? So that's what we're going to do. So then the next set are right here. This is the next diamond. So we're going to go in from the top. So at the bottom of this starburst, we're going to go in through there, grab it, and bring it down towards the border. Towards the border. And we're going to go into the top of this starburst right here, and we're going to make them connect with it. Okay, like so. And I'm going to go back and I'm going to push all my beads or my bands down before I continue the rest of the way. But this is what we're going for, this look right here. Okay, so do that in between each one of these starbursts, and then I'll meet you back here with the next step. Finished it. When you get to the top here, you're just going out towards the border. Okay, the next bands we have to worry about are the big X's. Remember how we spanned those in the purple? Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we are going to, let's see, we're going to go in here from the center and grab that top band and bring it downward. Go back in and bring the other side downward, okay? And then we're going to go into here, back into this cap band, grab that top band, and we're going to stretch it upward, okay? So that's what the look that we're going for. We're trying to make this look like, I guess, I don't know if we're trying, but this is going to look more like a diamond, like a real diamond there, okay? So that's what we're going to be doing. So the ones in the center are going to go, you're going to go in, okay, so we did this one. We're going to go into this one next, this next starburst in the center of it. Going to grab this one and bring it downward, go back in and bring it downward. Okay, so it's going to look like that. And now we're going to go back into the cap band in the middle of the starburst and bring it long stretch up to the left, long stretch up to the right. Okay, so that's what we're doing. It should look like this one because this was only a half. This is what it should look like. So we're going to finish each one. So in the center, you're going to grab this, in the center of the starburst, you're going to grab that top band, and those are going to go down first, okay, downward. And then you'll go back in the center, and then they'll get put upward. So downwards first, and then upwards. Okay, so go ahead and finish that. Should look like this for each one, all the way down the loom. So this is what your loom should look like, just like so. Okay, excuse me. Okay, now all we have to do is our border, and then you can meet me at the top with the C-clip. So we need a cap band right here. So I'm going to grab my border color, do a triple cap band right there in the center, and then loom out your border, which it's a simple border. Most people know how to do the borders. I'd be really surprised if by now you didn't know how to do a border. You're just going to do this single chain going up the sides all the way up to the top until you get to the top, and you're going to come in and it's going to meet up at a point at the top. Okay, so meet me up there with the C-clip and we'll take it off the loom. Okay, so I'm at the top. I'm going to get a band, my border color, put it through all these, put it on my hook like this, pull it towards me, and then put both ends on my hook like so. And then what I'm going to do is put a C-clip. I put lotion on, so now I'm really struggling. Probably shouldn't have done that. Okay, so you see there, I've got it on my band, the C-clip, so it's secured. So I'm going to take my hook out. Okay, so now if you want to look on the side, you can look to make sure everything's been loomed up. And it looks like it has. So we're going to pray that this looks okay, and we're going to take it off the loom. Don't rip it off because there's so many bands that are on where they meet right here, and it's super tight. I know you could tell when you was looping up the sides, the border, but just take it off of each peg carefully so you don't rip it, and then I'll meet you back when you get yours off the loom. I just took it off the loom. That looks pretty darn cool with those beads like that and the colors, doesn't it? Look at that. Looks pretty neat. Like I said, I don't know what it looks like without beads. I've only ever done it with beads, but I like the way this little purple pattern looks as well. I've got a lot of bands to fix because they're twisted, and then I've got a lot of moving of, I want to make sure that these beads are laying the way I want them to. I want them to be more of a circle, so if I have to move that one up a little bit to where it's more of a circle, then I will do that. These four that are the different colors can just go anywhere, but I want the gold beads to lay a little bit nicer. The back, probably wouldn't want to use the back, but I've got a lot of bands to fix. And so I'm going to go off camera and I'm going to fix my bands, and then you won't see the finished part until after it's posted. So, okay, so this is the Lunar Red, even though we didn't do it in red. It's a thin 3-part pin bar design, and I just love it. I've not made it since I made the first one, but so it's going to look better once I get the bands untwisted, but look how it lays, just really nice. Okay, so this is Lunar Red, and I hope you decide to make one. If you do, if you could tag and hashtag your renditions to me, as well as subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I am Artisan Loom on Instagram and Artisan Loom Bead Queen on Facebook if you'd like to give me a follow. Okay, until the next tutorial, take care. Bye.